Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. And we are apparently getting a good reflection off my shirt there. We are looking at something I picked up at the thrift store. This is called a Dell Axim X5. And these things you can find periodically, but oftentimes without the cradle or whatever they call this, the dock. But this time I found the dock and this thing, and it was about $10 with taxes, a little under actually. So, excuse me. So there you go. So that was what really sealed the deal, was that I could plug it in, test it out, and it worked, and it was cheap. And it seems to have all the basic functionality that you'd expect from this thing. I think it's missing a few pieces. Obviously the CD, I think there's a charger cord that came with it that you could plug directly into it when you're out and about, I guess. But, I mean, for my purposes, I'm never going to use this as a real PDA because we have iPhones, so why bother even getting it, right? Well, it's because they're fun, and I like old technology, and I have a lot of it kicking around. So it takes two different types of cards, which is really cool. This is more like what it considers to be like permanent storage or system storage or whatever you want to call it, and you can even install it's got a view on this here. You can even install like programs on this flash storage. If I can get it in there. There you go. So that's how that fits in. And it takes an SD card, which you can put data on and transfer back and forth from your PC or whatever. That would be the idea, I think. So there you go. Let's just do a quick rundown. So it's charging. It does actually hold a charge, but I want to try and charge it up to 100% if I can, and just give it a full run. So the battery does work, which is cool. I wasn't sure. So it has these different kind of buttons for quick access. This is very reminiscent of the Palm Pilot. They had a bunch of 4 buttons and then a center kind of nav thing. So let's just quickly go through those. So there's this one, which opens up your calendar. This one, that opens up your contacts. This one that does a inbox, and this one that does a kind of like home screen. The idea behind home screen is you'd set up all the stuff that you access quickly, and then it's there right handy for you to access. So instead of like going through a menu like you'd normally do, this would be like a quick access point for your programs, and you can decide, what you want to organize in it. So there you go. To close things, you just click on the X out of everything. Very, very Windows-like. So yeah, it works pretty well. Yeah, and so let's just go quickly through some of the aspects of this thing. So like all things Windows, you can go new, and you can make a new thing like Word document, which is cool. It actually has a Word document, Excel, and tasks, notes, messages, contacts, etc., etc. So, and you could have even gotten more programs for this thing back in the day, although I don't know what they had available because I never had one of these. I had a Palm Pilot, like the old green screen Palm Pilot. But, this thing really reminds me of one. Now, there's different ways of navigating. Obviously, you can use this guy here, which is your navigator. You're into pressing those and going back and forth and so on. But the cool thing is it also has this jog, so you can move things around this way too. So if you're holding the Palm Pilot like this, which would be a natural way to hold it, you can navigate with your middle finger. And so that's kind of cool. And then you just press down on the button It's kind of hard to do when it's plugged in, but, and then you could open it up and you're good to go, right? So just to demonstrate navigation. Yeah, so there you go. That's the basics. This is a power on button, obviously. I think that covers off most of the I/O on it and nav. I believe there's a reset button on the side as well. Interesting thing I discovered is there's no real way. Oh yeah, there's an audio. There's an IR receiver sender. So that's basically back in the Palm Pilot days when you wanted to transfer, because Bluetooth wasn't omnipresent. You had to use a beam of light, infrared beam, to transfer small amounts of data. So if you were like a business person, you go, hey, here's my business card. You got your Dell Axim here, click, and you'd send it, you'd beam it over to them. They'd have your contact information. That's sort of like the old school 2000 way of doing things. So this thing is from 2000 and I believe 3. So I don't really know a lot about this yet because I've just got it. I'm just charging it up, in fact. So let's take a look at settings if I can reach it, because I'm shooting through this phone. I have no peripheral vision for some reason. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these things. Okay, so these are themes. So you could go to there and go okay, and let's take a look at the theme. Oh, it's dark. It's like a dark theme. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, very dark, much darker. Let's take a look. Yeah, interesting. There you go. So that's the spiral theme. So I guess there was different themes you could apply to this thing. So let's go back to settings. I think the settings are where we're going to find most of our stuff. That's obviously going to be sound and stuff. We don't need to worry about that. Password we don't care about. Owner information. There's nothing there. I checked. I was just curious. So that's that. System was that's what we want. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at what's in the system information. Okay, here we go. So we got a Axiom X5. It's running an Intel X-Scale processor running at 400 megahertz, or can run up to that. I think it doesn't necessarily do that unless it has to, because it wants to save battery. It's got a massive whopping 24 megabytes of RAM and 48 megabytes of ROM. Pardon me, I had to clear my throat there. Yeah, so there you go. Yep, there you have it. So you got different, let's see what the power situation's like here. Yeah, look at that. The main lithium battery is 100% charged. That is really cool. I'll have to see how long that lasts. The backup battery uses a 2032, pretty much a little button cell battery. It uses that so that when you change the battery or it runs down or you unplug it or whatever, can't stay in the cradle forever. So that keeps the system up when this runs down. So good to have that backup battery. Wireless, we don't have any. This thing does not have wireless. There was a card you could put in the CF slot for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi of the time period. I think that would have been a very popular option, but it is not. I don't have it, and I probably never will. Some settings for that. Yes, so it's telling us the current speed is 200 megahertz. Because why? We're not running anything. Maybe when you do Excel or something a little more demanding, it might go up. Or probably, I know what it would do. Media player would probably take it up to 400, I'm sure. All right, guys, so there you go. 9 minutes in here. I think we've covered most of the bases. Let's take a look at our memory. So there you go. You can manage your memory. Interesting. So you've got your storage cards. You got your built-in. You've got, here it's almost free, all free. You got your CF card. It has some pictures on it, so it's partly used up. And I got another SD card, and it's got almost nothing on there too. It's actually pretty much free. I think there's one picture on there. Running programs, bunch, quite a few. The interface is very Windows-like, as you can tell with the thumb thing. This thing would really benefit from having a keyboard attached to it. I think there were options for that, but I don't have them, so that's that. Boat. Let's try a boat. Let's see what we got going on here. So this tells us about what version of Pocket PC we're running. So it's 4.2 from 2003, and again, this is sort of like the old about screen for Windows, right? Device ID, copyright, here's, and there you go. Brightness. So yeah, that gives you pretty much everything. And then there's different ways you could beam. That's like I mentioned, you beam stuff over to other Palm Pilots and these kind of things using a beam of light, infrared. Bluetooth was an option, but it's not, I don't have the connector. The back connector, of course, in the back is a USB, so you could hook it up, and I think there's even ways to get this thing to communicate with newer versions of Windows, but at some point I'm going to hook this up because I do have a Windows 3 XP Service Pack 3, so that'll definitely be one of the things I'll be doing, getting this thing to actively sync with some stuff on there. And we got wireless Ethernet, and there you go. So you had some different options for those things. The home screen, or the default screen, really is all about the Outlook connection you could make between this and your little device here, because Outlook back in the day was the thing that everybody was using back in 2003, for generally speaking, and yeah, to keep track of everything in a business world. Probably this would be, the pitch would be, this would be good for salespeople, right? Like on the road. They need access to all their contacts, and they need to be able to email people and send in orders and all kinds of stuff. Now let's take a look at some of the things that are available. There's Windows Media Player. I'm not going to bother. Well, I was going to say no, I'm not going to bother with it, but maybe I should. I don't have any music though, so is there something default? Oh, look at this. It has something to play. Wow, that was exciting, wasn't it? That's burning the 400 megahertz there, trying to get that going there. So there you go. That's the intro to intro to your media player. That would have been special though back in 2003, let me tell you. So we got Word. Oh, it's got something open. Oh, look at this. It's got something that was opened. Cool. So it has some kind of system info file that it had opened. Anyway, so there you go. You would navigate to or make a new one, right? Let's take a look here. Options. Okay, so if you wanted to go new, I wonder, let's take a look. Oh yeah, here we go. And this is how you'd have to interface with it. No, yeah, you'd have to punch it in. My God, can you imagine? Nope. You can get rid of this, which is cool. Oh, can you? Not, I guess. Oh yeah, there it goes. Get rid of it. Okay, and then okay, of course it names it. The first line, whatever was there, and you just, oh, oops, I opened it up. So now to get rid of things like you'd say the context menu, it's just by holding it. So you just kind of hold it down. I'm having a hard time doing this because I'm trying to tape. Oh, come on. Oh, no, okay. I thought it would do it this way. So what do we do here with this? Edit. How do I get rid of this thing? Okay. Well, I'll have to figure out how to delete, because I would normally think you could delete. Okay, well, let's get out of Word. Where is it saving this to? All folders. Where is this being saved? Is it maybe my documents? No? I don't know. Well, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'll figure it out. Okay, fail number 1. Then we got Pocket Excel, which I think actually is really cool because having a spreadsheet would actually, to me, be more valuable than having the word processor because of just the interface, and I could easily punch in a few numbers, right? Do some calculations with this thing that are a little more complicated than a calculator. So there's that. All right. There's that. Okay, we're going on to 15 minutes, so I think we're probably hitting the end of this thing. Oh yeah, pictures. Yeah, that's cool. There is notes which you could actually write on, I think. Let's see, new. Yeah. So you can see how you could write stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Draw, whatever you want to do. So there was that option. But whatever. See, that's what I was expecting. You could do that and then delete. Don't know why that wasn't working. So I do know. I'll have to sort that out. I'm learning while I'm earning. So there you go. Active sync would be obviously how you sync through the cord. I would imagine mainly for your contact list and emails and things like that. Take your emails with you, I guess. And if you had that card, then you could find Wi-Fi spots to connect to. Yeah, and let's go into just one last thing, which is the File Explorer. This is kind of cool. So this gives you access to all your stuff, and it isn't like hiding things. So like Windows, actually, you can see the Windows files in here. They're actually just like a Windows system would you be able to access their files. Whoops, should have done that. Sorry, guys. So and then you go here, and then you go all my whole device, and here's where you're seeing the CF card, which has like a camera stuff on it. Go back to my devices, and then you get your temp folders and all that kind of sort of stuff. But here you go. Here's my CF card, and I've got one picture on here. I'll just open it up and just show you just the blazing speed that it processes at. There you go. So you could barely make out a picture of a boat launch, like mooring. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's sort of going to be it, I think, for your introduction to the Dell Axim from 2003 technology in 2025. Could we use this? Could we still use this? I could totally take this to a coffee shop and read a book on it, I think. I definitely could, I think. It does have a reader. It was a Microsoft reader. And I think it ran lit, L-I-T, files. So there is probably a way I could convert some documents into lit and then read them on here if I really wanted to. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? I do know. It's just fun technology. See how things worked back in the day. This is the kind of stuff I would have loved to have had back in 2003, but I wouldn't have paid for it, right? Like, who's going to pay? This would have went for maybe what, $500 maybe Canadian, maybe more. I'm not going to spend that money on that. Well, would I spend $10 on it in 2025? Oh yeah. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and obviously there'll be more videos on crap I find on the thrift store. I always appreciate your comments, and if you want, you can always subscribe, or if you don't want, you don't have to. It's up to you. I'm in it for the fun. I make nothing on these videos, just FYI. So it's just for you guys and more for me to document all this stuff and have fun doing it. And it would be pretty boring if I was just playing around with this stuff without putting it out there. So if you got one of these things, then, or if you run across one of these things in a thrift store, now you know what they are, now you know what they can do. And if you're lucky enough that it actually has a battery that charges, you can probably have a lot more fun with it. So there you go, guys. Talk to you in the next video.